the feedback that I get from people who go overreaching to then entering fingers first and then reaching under the water is it it sometimes feels wrong because you've got that resistance of the water, or that drag being created as you're reaching forwards in the water. But so it's kind of counterintuitive. You think, well, this has got to be slower because I'm pushing against that water, but you get much better like sort of drive and momentum forwards with that better entry as you reach forwards in the water, because otherwise all of that momentum seems to sort of dissipate when you land on top and you just go downwards. So it's a funny one to get used to, but I think it's good with that kickboard in front because it just forces you. You can't get it wrong with the kickboard.
Yeah, and I think what ended up doing was basically programming my entire stroke in the 5 days, where I kind of, I guess it went back to the start, but it's like one step back to take about 10 steps forward, because then I could start to do my 3 or 4 days a week, but actually have something to work on. So for example, one thing that I really enjoyed was when you put the hands in, you mentioned the bubbles, get the bubbles off your hands. And so I'd watch these videos from, say, Lionel Sanders, where his coach is sort of telling him, "You got to get the feel for the water." And I could never understand, and apparently this is a common problem, understand what feel for the water meant. And especially as I do this longer, you can kind of see these things happen with the bubbles. So I can kind of sense my hand, if that makes sense, sliding in more now, rather than just reaching out and just hoping I did it right and pulling back.